it's a great adventure. We've gone back there in a variety of crafts, but there's always this situation to where, man, we just could not get shallow enough. With a lot of looking, I think we might have found just what we need.
I cannot believe how shallow that fish was. Look at his back's out of the water.
That's what I was saying, man, on mine.
Oh my goodness. I still see him. One waking out right here. He ate it. Oh my gosh. Wow, that was cool. Oh, yeah. Come on, come on. Oh, he ate it. He ate it. He ate it. Nice, baby. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I thought you said you had to...
I got him, relax.
Oh, dude, he just ripped my boat off. Oh, awesome. Look at that big boy. Woo.
The Hawks Cay Saltwater Experience, presented by Yellowfin, with Captain Tom Rowland and Captain Rich Tudor.
That trip back to the no motor zone with those live boards was incredible.
You know, we've gone back there, what, 3 or 4 times now. And it's a great adventure. We've gone back there with Richard Black, gone back there on our own, we've gone back there in a variety of crafts, but there's always this situation to where even in the canoe, even in a canoe, there's a situation to where, man, we just could not get shallow enough. And maybe the fish are sitting in water where a canoe could float all day. Maybe a skiff could even float over there, but you gotta get there. You gotta go over a spot and get there. And so with a lot of looking, I think we might have found just what we need.
I'm gonna pull the fins off of these boards because we're gonna need to go way shallower than that.
Yeah.
So it's gonna kind of be a little squirrely in the deeper water, but I think that, I mean, this thing is gonna go in super shallow water, shallower than we've ever been before, I think. And we're gonna be able to see what some of those places that we've always wanted to go, but I think we're gonna have to go without this. So just know in the deeper water that it could be a little squirrely.
Well, I am excited to try these out, man. We've been looking for the right solution to fish back in that no motor zone stuff, and I think we found it here.
It was awesome. You know, we left Hawks Cay, you know, got everything buttoned down, ran across the bay, you know, just hugging the banks, kind of running it, making it as soft a ride as possible. And really, it only took about 40 minutes. Boom, you know, right over there, pull right up into East Cape Canal. We're in the shelter. The wind's already getting blocked by the trees. You know, pull up to the launch there. They got a beautiful dock set up right now.
Yeah, this is a lot lighter than carrying that canoe.
Yeah, carry this thing by myself, no problem.
But the cool thing about these is they're stable. I've never felt comfortable on any of these other paddle boards.
And it's pretty quick, you know, we're not gonna take much up there. We're gonna take the paddle boards, we're gonna put the Power Pole Micro on there, we're gonna put a cooler on there, we're gonna put a little bit of fishing tackle inside the cooler, a little bit of water, a little bit of lunch, and pretty much that's it.
All right, I'm in.
Let's see if I can do this without falling in.
You can do it. The trick is that it'll go faster than you think. Slide that baby in there.
This launch is pretty nice, huh?
Yes, sir.
The live board is a different idea. It's a catamaran, and it's not really just a board. It's constructed like a boat with 2 pontoons, basically, and it's a little bit wider than your standard board and far more stable.
Wow, this is like a boat.
It's one thing to go out there, you know, with no shoes on and go out there, you know, thinking, hey, we're gonna have a fun time, and if I fall in the water, that's cool. But another thing to go out on that thing and try to fish. To actually sit there and say, hey, I'm gonna bring a rod, I'm gonna bring some tackle, I'm gonna use this, you know, in an area where if I fall in, it's a bad thing. And these live boards, they have that extra stability to where, you know, feel comfortable standing up, feel comfortable putting a cooler on there, some rod holders. You know, I'm actually fishing on the thing.
Right.
See a snook there, Tom?
Yeah. That was a real snook, man.
Boy, the water is clear now. Here, I got one right here. I'm gonna hook one right here.
That thing was sitting there in this much water, and he was this deep.
Okay, I still got one right here. Got him. Yeah, buddy, sight casted him. Oh, that was awesome. I could see him so good, Tom. So clear. Huh, that was cool.
we got up to that first spot where the water was real clear. As the first time I'd seen a snook back there in that shallow water. I mean, it was so shallow. I thought it was a redfish.
Right. That's what I thought too, that it was a redfish at first, because that's what we're used to seeing. We're used to seeing redfish go so incredibly shallow that their eyeballs are halfway out of the water.
I cannot believe how shallow that fish was. Look at his back's out of the water.
That's what I was saying, man, on mine.
Oh my goodness. I couldn't tell if it was a redfish or a snook. He was just so
I know.
still.
I've got two right here too. They're just pushing out in front of me.
That's so awesome, man. Man, that was cool. That is one of the coolest fish I've ever caught right there, man, to be able to see it in this shallow water. I would say that's the shallowest fish I've ever caught.
I was thinking that when I mean, that's probably the one that I saw too, because I didn't make a very good cast to him.
Look at that.
I don't know, I saw one that was a whopper, maybe bigger than that too.
When I thought I might have spooked him at first, I didn't make a very good cast. How about that?
That's awesome, man. Good job. So we've been in here, we finally found the clear water, and it hadn't taken us 5 minutes to see 6 or 7 fish.
Dude,
I had the
so
jig
awesome.
head on. I've gone away.
Yeah.
Do you have a jig head?
No. Look at the little minnow he coughed up.
That's good, man. Finish that up. I'm gonna go down here and catch 5 more.
Man, we've done a lot of cool fishing. This is about as cool as I've ever seen.
Got him! Double!
Double header? Oh, man!
The Hawks Cay Saltwater Experience, presented by Yellowfin, is brought to you in part by Hawks Cay, the only key you'll need. By Yellowfin, only in a Yellowfin. By Mercury Marine, #1 on the water. Bass Pro Shops, your adventure starts here. Quantum Rods and Reels, fishing at a quantum level. And by Costa, Power Pole, Ameritrail, and Key Largo.
Well, the cool thing about the Keys is we have so many options, and one of the areas that's literally in the backyard here is the Everglades National Park. We fish back there frequently. It's wonderful to run the bay boats back there and fish all these different areas, but there's areas back there. It's amazing how much area is no motor zone, and that's not just no motor like big motors. It's no trolling motors, nothing. It's manual propulsion only.
Right.
It is a massive amount of area back there that's totally manual propulsion only. Canoes, kayaks, and paddle boards. And the paddleboard was perfect.
The wind's supposed to start laying down around 1 o'clock. But these boards are doing pretty good, paddling right into the wind.
This is fun.
Yeah.
In trying to find a craft that's gonna work for this, it's like you need something that's gonna get you to the area, get in extremely shallow water, but then not have so much apparatus and other things to where you aren't gonna be able to fish. And so we had some of these accessories from Yak Attack, which is really cool. They make stuff for all kinds of kayaks, and they have just a rail system. The thing that we used the most was the paddle holder, because once you get up there and you start seeing these fish, you could just stick the paddle in there quietly and it's gonna hold it, and then you can pick up your rod and throw it. Also, we had the Power Pole Micro, which was awesome because you could actually stop.
It didn't seem like it was taking up too much room. Didn't seem like it was nice and light.
Weigh anything?
And then have the remote right there.
Right.
Oh, that was awesome.
The conditions were perfect. We found a craft that we think is going to be great. I was a little concerned because, there's something up there called the American saltwater crocodile. And this is an area where every time that we've gone up there, we've seen a number of these things. Never had a problem with them, never even been threatened by them. But they're there, and their teeth are like that.
Okay, Mr. Crocodile, I'm just gonna ease by here. Don't mind me. Man, there's another 10, there's 10 more back in there. Look at all this. Look at this place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, don't fall in. Don't fall in.
So we're going paddle boarding in this area. I'm pretty confident, You know, honestly, I'm pretty confident because typically we see them in one little area. It's not like just anywhere we could be surprised by one. They're in one little area. We slip by that little area, everything should be fine. But the freeboard on that paddleboard is about like that. So it was an area of concern, but the lure of snook in this much water overshadowed the potential danger and fear of the 15-foot-long crocodile with teeth like that.
There's 15 of them. That one's got beady eyes and he looks like he's looking at me, sizing me up.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting past this area.
We get out of the canal and it starts to open up. Where the wind's blowing across the open bay, it's still really muddy. Fish might be there, can't see them. So we have to continue to go until we get up basically to the mainland of Florida.
Sheltered
and we're
shoreline.
looking for those sheltered shoreline.
Cleared up in here.
Yeah, this shoreline looks good, huh?
Yeah, fish just pushed out right here.
And every single time that we found them, it was obvious what was happening. You would go and the water's muddy and all of a sudden you would get up there and you'd be out of the wind and the water would clear up, and it might only be clear for 50 feet, but within that 50 feet, we'd see 5 or 6 or 7 more of them.
There he is.
See one, Tom? Oh, nice job, dude.
It's a good one.
Oh, that's a good one.
That was so
man,
cool, man.
nice
He came
work.
across the surface. I just threw that little jerkbait right in front of him. God, this is awesome. Oh, that's so cool.
Wow.
Great experience because the paddleboard just added such a different element to this. Like the way that we were standing up on that and could see so well, and then you hook this fish. Man, you might have caught 10,000 snook in your lifetime, but if you've never caught one like that, that one will be different. And that's what that one was for me. It was like, it was just different. And I'll never forget that situation because it just made it so much fun to just add a different element.
This deal with the paddle boards is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, to be able to stand up and have so much control is amazing. That is so cool. I mean, just something so different. Being out here on the paddle boards, it's just it adds a totally different element to an already cool experience.
Wow. Well, these fish, we wouldn't be catching them if we didn't have this elevation to be able to stand up.
I know, it makes a big difference.
The nice thing is there's no sharks back here. Only crocodiles.
There were that one time. That one time we came back here, there were a few sharks.
Nice
Wow, that
job,
was
man.
so awesome. It's gonna happen in here. One side or the other. You take that side, I'll take this side.
Okay.
You know, we've heard about how great it is back there and the reason why people love it. And that is getting these snook in unbelievably shallow water and catching them. And we've gone up there a number of times and we've almost hit it, or we've seen one like that.
Yeah.
But the ability to go up there in these paddle boards made it to where I got it. I got up there and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay, now I get it, right? And there's so many areas where you go like that, and maybe it's the Marquesas, or maybe it's Key Largo, or it could be anywhere where you've heard these great stories. Oh, this happens out there. You might go out there 4 or 5 times before you really see it, and then when you do, you're kind of like, oh, I get it now.
Oh, I got a great one right here. Don't move. He's facing me. God, it looks like a redfish, but I think it's a snook. Oh, dude, spooky fish.
I still see him. He ate it. Oh my gosh! Wow, that was cool. Wow, that was that one the spook from you. What a bite,
man! I didn't think that fish was gonna be. I didn't think that was gonna be caught.
It's a perfect scene. It's like a great photograph. The water is so shallow that you hook that fish and man, it goes zipping through there and there is a rooster tail coming off of it and it's going this way and I'm like, all right, that is so cool. And as I'm kind of watching going this way, there's one right there.
Oh, here's a nice one. Where'd that guy come from?
Man, we've done a lot of cool fishing. This is about as cool as I've ever
Got
seen.
him! Double!
Double header? Oh man, that's incredible.
Man, I didn't think I was gonna catch that one. I really didn't.
Wow.
Oh, that's so awesome. Man, how these paddle boards add a completely different element.
Wow.
I mean, man, this is like wading on top of a ladder or like walking on the surface of the water.
Wow.
Because you're so quiet and you can stop with a power pole.
Wow.
I'm just back here where not many people get.
Dude, this is awesome.
That was so cool. So here we are in this situation that was awesome. You know, like if we were in a canoe, then you're catching your fish and that's it, you know, that's it. I'm just gonna stop and watch and everything's cool. But in this situation, you're off doing your thing, I'm doing mine over here, and we could kind of go wherever we wanted to, but yet we were still in this one little bay, and it's so quiet up there. You don't have to yell or anything. You're like, I got one too.
Nice job, man.
Doubled up. Man, this guy was just sitting right here, I mean, motionless. And I was sitting here for a couple of minutes before he moved. That's the only way I saw him. But these paddle boards are like, they're like walking on the surface of the water.
Yeah.
You're moving so slow and so quiet.
Can you believe that?
How many times have we been out there, even in a canoe, where we felt like, looks like there ought to be fish in there, but we don't go because...
The difference from being able to stand up like this and sit down like this is the difference between catching them and not catching them.
Right. And then there's the whole sense of freedom of...
Yeah.
I mean, every time we go anywhere, you're like, I want to go over there. And I say, oh no, I want to go over there. So now we can.
So I'm standing here with my brand new 24 yellowfin. We're super excited about this boat. It's tricked out just the way we want it. We do a tremendous amount of inshore shallow water fishing in the bay boat. One thing that makes that possible is having a remote control trolling motor that we can operate from anywhere in the boat. There's still another thing that you have to have, and that's the ability to stop the boat quietly and quickly, and of course that's where we use the power poles. I have twin power poles on this setup, and I've done something different here. I've installed them with the power pole adapter plate. Now, a lot of transom are curved like this, and some people have an issue of how they might put their power pole on their boat. Well, this adapter plate puts it a little bit further out off of the transom, gives you a better angle for stopping, and I don't have to drill any holes in my brand new transom. So no matter what kind of boat you have, in shallow water, you gotta have a way to stop that boat quickly and easily. No matter what your transom looks like, you can always feel good that you can install a power pole with this new adapter plate like I did. The thing is super heavy duty. I think I'm gonna like this application even better than anything else I've had so far. So check it out on Power Pole's website or go to saltwaterexperience.com.
The Hawks Cay Saltwater Experience, presented by Yellowfin, is brought to you in part by Yeti, built for the wild. By Lowrance, find, navigate, dominate. True Flies, life off the chart. Vicious, get vicious. Motor Guide, accuracy matters. And by the Florida Keys and Key West, Buff, Frayville, and Live Water Sports.
Saltwater Experience is way more than a TV show. We'd love to see you over on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. You could go and visit the blog and learn how to do all things fishing. If you'd like to see our full-length shows, go to waypointtv.com or download the Waypoint TV app.
Wow, that was good stuff there. Now it was interesting that we spooked 3 or 4 out of here, and then there were still a couple still sitting here, and those are the ones we caught. It's almost like some have a bad attitude, and some
Well,
oh, right behind you, there's one. Watch
I
us.
see him.
Here it
Man,
comes.
Look at him.
I can see him as clear as can be.
I can too. I would throw over you, but it comes up from behind him. They love that. I gotta do it.
Slow. Oh! That's what I'm talking about. Oh.
Man, he came at me so fast, I couldn't get the hook in him. I'll do it again though. He's looking for it. I'm gonna show him where it is. Oh, I thought I had him. I think he tried to eat it, and he's gonna think there's a hatch of these things.
That was cool. I saw that guy.
Well, I saw a couple more bust over on these little islands over here, and I think that's gonna take us back to where we just were.
The sun flops over and we're thinking, you know what, I think it might be time to work our way out of here. We're gonna get a few shots on the way out, but let's start thinking about working our way out. It probably a good thing, because there were a couple places where we had to stop, survey the situation and be like, you know, okay, we paddled directly into the wind and now we're going this way. Is this the right way? You know, we made it without any problem, but that's not a place you want to spend the night, unless you had a tent or, you know, you're on one of those cheekies or something like that. But just to spend the night on that paddleboard, you know, we're talking about how great that paddleboard is and how much fun we had on it, but it's not a place I really want to spend the night. You know, that was really fun. I mean, that kind of reignited like a fire in me to go explore. You know, it's like, you know, how much more exploring could we do right around here with the bay boat and the skiff? But not like that. There's a whole world, a whole galaxy of stuff that we've never even seen before, just right up there, and all we got to do is be physically fit enough to paddle up in there and spend the day. And I can't wait to get back up there.